Couple of late finals in the NBA. Grizzlies in overtime beat the Pistons 104-96. Lakers all over Golden State 132-97.
And Texas coach Tom Penders will be away from his Longhorns the next couple weeks. He's repairing from surgery to implant a heart defibrillator. Says he's doing better and will recover just fine. His team's on ESPN2 Tuesday against Providence. We'll see you.
We're ready for Week 11 of NFL Prime Time. Is this number 11 ready to lead the Pats back against the Bills? It's been a season of emotion for the Cowboys. Will it be the Cards expressing their frustrations today? The Vikings look to keep their emotions riding high as they look for their 6th straight win. The Panthers make their first trip to Mile High. Can they find their way through the snow? Glenn Foley gets the start for the Jets. Will he learn some tough lessons from the Dolphins? Are the Pack truly back on track? Or is it the Rams that just can't seem to get out of their own way? The Jags look to keep a home winning streak alive in a first-time matchup with the Chiefs. While Barry and the Lions reach milestones on the ground, could they finally toss the Redskins monkey off their back? NFL Prime Time next! Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to Week 11 of NFL Primetime. We run through the rain, we run through the snow. We're like the post office. We always deliver the mail. Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Berman, along with Tom Jackson and Stuart Scott. Everyone playing. Means a lot of schmutz rags today. A lot of things happening today in week number 11. Our second Sunday night NFL game of the year, potential offensive wild game, Baltimore at the Pittsburgh Steelers. First time they met this year, Baltimore led 21-0 before Pittsburgh roared back behind 3 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns by Cordell Stewart. What was in store at Three Rivers? Here's Dan Patrick.
Back in the mid-60s, Dick Hoke was the starting running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He stood 5'10", weighed 198 pounds. Now, 3 decades later, Hoke is an assistant coach for the Steelers, who employ a running back who is 5'11", 252 pounds. His name is Jerome Bettis. His nickname is the Bus. His mission, to run over you. There's a striking resemblance to Mike Tyson, but don't tell him I said that. Vinny Testaverde finds Eric Green, the former Steeler. Myron Bell deflects it. Steve Conley comes up with the INT. Led to a Bettis TD, 7-0 Pittsburgh. Testaverde picked off by Chris Oldham. Steelers get a field goal. They led 10-0. Testaverde picked off by Carnell Lake. Testaverde comes out. Eric Zier comes in, the former Georgia Bulldog. He had problems as well. Picked off by Darren Perry. First pass attempt of the season for Zier. Zier hitting the open man. It just happens to be a ref. Zier fumbles. Pittsburgh recovers. It was a long, long night to what was a very lethal offense coming in. But for Coach Marchibroda, a long, long night. Steelers have won 5 in a row at Three Rivers. In all fairness to the Ravens, a couple of players have been battling the flu, including Vinny Testaverde. Bettis goes for 24 carries, 114 yards, and the touch in the Steelers' previous 6 wins this year. Their margin of victory, 46 points combined tonight. They win by 37. A subtle reminder from the promotions department. Next Sunday night's primetime offering pits the Chargers against the Raiders, which means the Chargers have to stop Napoleon Kaufman.
Plenty to show you in week number 11, including Barry Sanders. Wild run for him. Could he help the Lions get off a major schneid against the Skins? Or would Brian Mitchell and company continue their mastery?
It's in all of us, the basic human instinct to protect the lives we build. From our beginnings as the very first insurer of automobiles, to our wide-ranging protection options for homeowners, Travelers has answered this basic need. What we all want is what Travelers Property Casualty provides. Something to hold on to.
You can't back out now. We've been planning this for so long. Meet me. Promise?
Girl, to be with you is not
It's classic style and a 200 horsepower VTEC engine that moves you like an emotion.
I knew you'd come.
Tuna sandwiches. Your mother doesn't think we'll catch anything.
It's the CL from Acura, the true definition of luxury. Yours.
see you again.
Excuse me. Will you drop this back there?
Where?
In Nebraska.
Lee Riveted. The new look of Lee.
Jim Harbaugh and Jay Lewenberg for 1-800-COLLECT.
Jim, next time you call me collect, call me 1-800-COLLECT.
Jay, give it a rest.
No, 1-800-COLLECT is 10 cents a minute every evening, all week long.
Yeah? Are we going to practice or what?
You should use 1-800-COLLECT!
Think Jim's learned his lesson?
One more play ought to do it. 1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute every evening, all week long.
NFL Primetime is brought to you by Travelers Insurance. What we all want, Travelers Insurance provides. Something to hold on to.
Well, there are trends, and then there are trends. Detroit at Washington. They've played there 18 times. They've never won. They never beat Doug Williams. They've never beat Mark Rippon. They've never beat Joe Theismann. They haven't beat Sonny Jurgensen. They haven't beat Norm Snead. They haven't beat Sammy Baugh. The last Detroit win at the Redskins, 1935, when they were the Boston Redskins. Let's suffice it to say that the Lions came into Washington today carrying some serious excessive baggage, although the game is now at the Jack Kent Cooke Stadium, but they've never won on the Mall. They've never won on Capitol Hill. They've never even beaten Sam Donaldson in Washington. So Washington says, hey, we're going to step on this team. So Gus Frerotte, little play action to Henry Ellard, 15 yards, first down, sets up a Blanton field goal, 3-0 Skins. Next series, Barry Sanders. For much of the game, the Skins did a pretty good job containing Sanders. It's a tough 7-yard run, but by doing that, 1,000 yards, 9 straight seasons, that's an NFL record for Barry. Late first quarter, Scott Mitchell to Herman Moore on 4th and 9. He has it. No, he doesn't have it. After measurement, it shortened some good defense, Tom.
Outstanding play by both players. You see Moore hook up on the curl. You see Green with the great coverage. And look at him. He goes after the football. He can't get it, but a nice short tackle by Darrell Green.
Mitchell has to leave the game with a strained hamstring, so Frank Wright enters the game in his first series after a couple nice runs by Sanders. Wright's pass tipped by Ryan Wing-Keel, intercepted by Jesse Campbell. So one pass, one interception, and it's down to the 30-yard line. Pass interference brings it to the 1. Frerotte rolls right. Fires to James Jenkins. Touchdown, 13-0 Skins at the half. Third quarter, a lot of Terry Allen, a lot of carries, culminating in, did he get over? Yes, he breaks the plane. It's a good call. 31 carries, 94 yards, a touchdown, 20-0 Redskins. But watch this, Barry Sanders. The sheriff can't catch him. He's gone. 51 yards. Barry on the day, 105 yards, almost half of them there. Passes Tony Dorsett in the game, third all-time rusher. Fourth quarter, Matt Werewolves of London. Picked off by Darrell Pound, who pounds it in the end zone. Mitchell watches. Wright picked off. London picked off. They get a quarterback from Maryland, Wright. They get a quarterback from Virginia, London. They still can't win in Washington. Washington wins it by the count of 30-7. And oh, by the way, they've lost 18 straight to the Redskins anywhere, dating back to 1965. And Tommy, running the ball, the story.
Well, certainly you talked a little bit about it. 31 carries for 94 yards for Terry Allen, and then you take away that 51-yard run by Barry Sanders, 54 on the rest of the day.
So the Redskins beat the Lions 30-7 to up their mark to 6-4. But in the process, we told you that Barry Sanders passed Tony Dorsett. He's now third all-time on the all-time rushing list. He certainly has a shot to pass Eric Dickerson, less than 500 shy of him for second all-time. So by the end of the season, he'll probably trail only sweetness, Walter Payton. As we go inside the numbers, not only haven't they won in Washington ever, haven't the Lions, this Mark Rippon to Art Monk in the 91 title game, but they've now lost 18 straight games to the Redskins anywhere, dating back to 1965 when Alex Karras was just a pup and Detroit actually won a home game. This 18-game streak is the longest active in the NFL. The Niners over the Rams, 15, is second longest right now. The longest ever was the Dolphins over the Bills, 20 straight times all throughout the 70s. The Skins can catch the Lions and pass that.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by Visa, the official card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be. www.visa.com.
When we return, an old friend surfaces for the Cincinnati Bengals. All of a sudden, they look like they're going to the Super Bowl. All right, they play the Colts. Cards, Cowboys. Could Dallas get it going against Arizona?
Are you tired of the game yet? You know, the one where you comb your hair a little this way and a little that way, hoping no one will notice that you've lost some hair. Instead of fussing with it, your hair can look like this.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now, and we'll send you our latest free brochure with before and after photos of clients who realize the benefits of our latest breakthrough, anonymous hair technology.
We call it anonymous hair because you can't tell. It's real hair added into your own. So whether you're swimming or if someone's just running their fingers through it, it's just like your own hair. You don't have to spend up to $50,000 for transplant or buy minoxidil for the rest of your life to get a little fuzz up there. It's only $9.95 or as low as $40 a month.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for your free brochure, and you'll also receive a free round-trip American Airlines ticket anywhere in the continental United States. There are a limited number of tickets available for new customers only. That's 1-800-HAIR-CLUB.
Want to go to the Super Bowl with ESPN? Play ESPN's Punt, Pass, and Win. Watch the Raiders versus the Chargers Sunday at 8. Tell us which team punted first and which team had the most passing yardage in the first half, and you could be going long all the way to San Diego. To score, call 1-800-643-8000 or touchdown on ESPN Sports Zone. Go behind the scenes with ESPN at the Super Bowl and win $1,000 from Visa. Play ESPN's Punt, Pass, and Win, presented by Visa, the official card of the NFL.
All right, so you knew you had this game, right?
Well,
it's something
yeah.
when you came in today, did you know you'd have Bengals and Colts?
Man, I had a dream about Colts and Bengals last night.
How did it turn out?
Good game.
Good for a change for the Colts. Your turn, Stu.
The Colts are struggling. Jim Harbaugh out. Paul Justin out, so it means Kelly Holcomb. You know, the last time Kelly Holcomb was a regular pro football starter, he threw for over 2,300 yards, second best in his league. Of course, it was Barcelona in the World League. No worry for the Colts, though, still looking for that first win. Holcomb's back up against the Bengals. Kerwin Bell, last time he was a pro football starter, he was the 4th-rated passer in his league. Of course, it was Edmonton in the Canadian League. So with the combined 2-16 record, I give you Bengals Colts. Jeff Blake, early on, starting his 50th consecutive game, loses the handle one of 3 Cincy fumbles. They recovered 2 of them. They'd have to punt. Then Steve Morrison is on Brian Milne like eczema. Blake had to overthrow him. Bengals would punt. Third drive, 3rd and 11. Milne, nothing. Bengals would punt. Tough day for Blake, 9 of 15, 63 yards. Boomer Esiason, hang tough, kid. Kelly Holcomb, first NFL start of his career for the Colts. From the Bengal 8-yard line, trying to be a player, but former Colt Ashley Ambrose, a player hater. He had 2 picks on the day for Ambrose, 3rd career 2-interception day. Colts start 3 first-half drives in Bengal territory. They don't score in any of them. 3rd quarter, Jeff Blake gets rocked by Dan Footman and Al Fontenot. Blake sandwiched. He'd be helped off the field, did not return. Boomer replaces him wearing number 63, a lineman's number. Remember that. Corey Dillon, break him off a little something, kid. Break me off the block. Boomer Esiason, great block. Springs Dillon, 46-yard touchdown. The rookie had a 71-yard touchdown last week, 14-10 Bengals. TJ, how about that block from Esiason?
Well, beautiful block by Esiason. He got down low. You see him spot Carlton Gray, get nice and low on him, roll down on the feet, and that's what brings Dillontown to the end zone.
Boomer, 63, all fired up. Next Bengal drive, 2nd and goal from the 5. Looking for Carl Pickens, back of the end zone, off the hook. Pickens, 52nd career touchdown catch, 1 shy of Isaac Curtis's team record. Jeff Blake is like, yo, old man, with 2 touchdown passes a day. Boomer now 236 for his career, ties George Blanda for 13th all-time. Bengals win it 28-13. Marshall Faulk, 100-yard game, only his 2nd game over 100 in the last 35 games. The Colts now 0-10, 2nd worst start in team history. They got Green Bay, they're at the Lions, at New England, at the Jets, and they finish with Miami and Minnesota.
You know, and they've played some close games, but this may have been their best shot, because on paper, no team's ever gone 0-16, not even the Aints of 1980. And the Colts, they have a shot. That's a tough slate to finish up. Wow. Well, Cards and Cowboys, and where the Cowboys have been going, haven't been much better than the Colts at it. 4-5 as they stand here going into Week 11. Their lowest record at this point in the season since November in 1990. That's when Jimmy Johnson was just building those young Cowboys. Well, along came Arizona just at the right time, because one thing the Cowboys do is beat Arizona in Dallas. Jake Plummer gets the start. Plummer flushed out of the pocket, but he does run 21 yards, the longest Cardinal rush from scrimmage this season. Does set up a Joe Netany field goal, 42 yards, and it's 3-0 Arizona. Second quarter, Dallas offense not moving until Aikman to Billy Davis inside the red zone. Now, we've all talked about it all year. Less than 30% touchdown scored by Dallas this year in the red zone. So, here we go. We've seen this before. Emmett 4 yards. 2nd and 6, Aikman incomplete to Michael Irvin, no flag. 3rd and 6, Aikman to Emmitt Smith. Complete, but short of the first down. Richie Cunningham, Potsy's one through from 23 yards. We're tied at 3-3. So the Cards take over, but their defense takes over. Tony Tolbert, bull rush, then moves around and gets Plummer there. 3rd sack for Dallas. Darren Woodson on the blitz. Flushes Plummer. 2:10 left in the second quarter. Aikman to Anthony Miller. Makes a nice catch for 15 yards. 1st and 10 now. Emmett, 7 yards. 2 plays later, 3rd and 1 at the 14. And here's the first down. So, do we see the same thing in the red zone? 1st and 10 at the 11th, Tom. But watch Herschel Walker for the touchdown.
Yeah, and Herschel Walker, the great catch at the back of the end zone. He can do so many things, Chris.
10-6 now. We pick it up third quarter, Tommy. Anthony Miller. Tom Knight falls down, and Miller's going to lug it 51 yards. Sets up a Sherman Williams 1-yard touchdown paint, 17-6. Arizona takes over at the 35-yard line of Dallas. Plummer to Rob Moore. What a great job of footwork. Except, Tom, why don't you draw it?
And you can't have to wonder what the official's looking at. There's 1, there's 2. He has both feet in.
Great effort, but they don't give it to him. So, 1st and 10 on the ensuing drive. Aikman to Anthony Miller to the 5. 1st and goal. Emmitt Smith. Boy, it's taken a long time this year, but rushing touchdown number 110. He's tied for Walter Payton's 2nd all-time on the rushing list. And Dallas beats the Cardinals 24-6 to up their mark to 5-5. They had 8 sacks on the day. And it was an effort by the Dallas Cowboys, Tommy, that, well, you know, coming in defense, and they played well defensively last week against San Francisco. They have the number 2 ranked defense in football, coming in one of the lowest allowing points. And the defense has had to carry the ball, haven't they?
Well, I think certainly when you talk about the problems that they have, we talk red zone, we talk about opening up the offense, allowing the tight end to get more involved. We talk about Aikman taking the hits, but what has been consistent for them this year has been their defense. And today they came up actually with 9 sacks on the day, put a lot of pressure on Jake Plummer. They ran the ball better in the red zone. So certainly the Dallas Cowboys are a ball club. You mentioned this morning, 5 out of their last 7 games at home. This is a ball club you better not count out.
Yeah, they got Washington at home. They have the Giants at home. They're still very much in it, especially if their defense plays like that and let to come back later on in the season. When we move on, Rams and Packers. Oh, the Rams. Bucks and Falcons. Bucks all of a sudden feeling pretty good about themselves again.
Housekeeping. Excuse me. Checking out?
Uh-huh.
We'll change the room.
Holiday Inn hotels are undergoing a billion-dollar renovation to make every Holiday Inn as good as the best Holiday Inn.
Oh, you're back. Your toothbrush.
That means we're changing a lot more than the sheets. Holiday Inn, on the way.
I'm Kenny, a friend of Dick's. Miller Lite has asked me to find 4 cheerleaders to send to the Super Bowl. Today you're going to meet the Caesar brothers from Hawaii, USA. They have their own way of looking at cheerleading. So what do you think, America? Rah! Could the Caesar brothers be cheerleaders? Help us out. Participate where you buy and drink Miller Lite.
Saturday, marquee players grab the spotlight on ESPN2. At 12:30, Hayden Fry's Hawkeyes feature the game-breaking moves of Tim Dwight and Tavian Banks. But Northwestern's thinking upset. Then at 8, the golden arm of Peyton Manning continues to shine. He's racking up yards, wins. Now he's marching the Volunteers into Arkansas. Iowa Northwestern at 12:30, Tennessee Arkansas at 8, Saturday on ESPN2.
What would you give to be more confident? What would you give for the knowledge it takes to move with certainty, through every business day.
Just $3.90 a week brings you the Wall Street Journal. Our personal finance guide and decision maker software is free with your paid 10-week subscription. Call now, 800-443-7400. That's 800-443-7400 for the Wall Street Journal.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 3-0 in domes this year, went to Atlanta. Falcons had trouble on special teams. Todd Kinchin, boy, we used to love the way he did it with the Rams, but he fumbles the punt. Shelton quarrels, no quarrel there. Falls on it for the Buccaneers. Then watch Mike Allstott. Into the line, bowls over William White, then bowls over another man. Break three. Then bumpling, stumbling. Oh, he keeps his feet 47 yards. What a great play. You're in good hands with Allstott. Then, Todd Kinchin. Oh, he takes it. When he's out of bounds, he's not safe. It's Warren Sapp with a forearm on the sidelines. After a Chandler to Burt Emanuel touchdown ties it, Dilfer. Trent to Warwick, done. Well done. 24 yards, 14-7 the Bucs. 20 seconds left in the half. Dan Igor Straczynski is punting. This is directional punting, but it's backwards. And look what happened. So with 20 seconds to go, the ball goes to the 36. Next play, Michael Kamahostahusted gets a gift 54-yard field goal, 17-7 Bucs at the half. Second half, Brad Culpepper. Salt and Pepper's Chris Chandler. Second sack of the day for Culpepper, 5 for the team. Then a strange play. Chandler's pass is going to be tipped at the line. Watch who comes up with it. Todd Kinchin. When he's a receiver, he's got a good day on the doink. That sets up a field goal by Morton Anderson, 17-10. Now 24-10. More trouble for Kinchin.
Well, as a receiver, a good day. As a return man, an awful day for Kinchin. Here again, he drops a punt. And you wonder about the room he had there. He had called fair catch, but again, he fumbles the ball, and Quarles recovers again.
Well, and the Bucs are going to take advantage. Warwick Dunn. The handoff, right up the middle. Shirks a couple of tackles, and he could go all the way. 30 yards, 31-10, the Buccaneers. So the Bucs go on a roll by the count of 31-10 to up their mark to 7-3. They've won 2 in a row after that 3-game losing streak. They ran for 199 yards. Allstott 77, Dunn 76. Even Eric Brett had 30 yards. I mean, Indy and Atlanta came along for Tampa Bay just at the right time.
Yeah, to give this team some confidence, and Trent Dilfer, 2 touchdowns last week, 2 touchdowns this week, open up things for the running game. You see Allstott and Dunn take advantage of it.
Bucs host New England next week. When we return on NFL Prime Time, Bears and Vikings. Forget the records. The Bears have given the Vikes a hard time of late, especially in that dome. Rams and Pack. Would Antonio be a free man behind the Rams defense?
No, I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me.
Buick LeSabre is built to keep you safe and secure. A comforting thought, especially for those who aren't even in the car.
Stand by me.
And so, the prince entered the sleeping castle, breaking the spell as Hansel and Gretel came upon the evil witch's cottage. Tinkerbell helped rescue the lost boys from the pirates, and they all...
Now you can buy children a lot of happy endings, because every time you use Visa, we'll contribute to Reading is Fundamental, dedicated to helping children learn to read. So please use your Visa card, because every child deserves a good beginning.
Jack climbed down the beanstalk, narrowly
Visa,
escaping...
it's everywhere you want to be.
Newton established the equation of a force before he could ever see force personified. He never watched hockey, and now he's dead. Watch the NHL on ESPN2 before life passes you by.
Discover the amazing training secrets of America's finest baseball school with Dynamic Practice Organization, a revolutionary new instructional videotape. Dynamic Practice Organization features professional scout and instructor Tommy Mansky with his famous building block approach to athletic training. This exciting instructional videotape features the same drills, techniques, and methods that have produced baseball world's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Dynamic Practice Organization makes any coach look like a genius and organizes offensive and defensive practices that players of all ages and ability levels can't wait to attend. And immensely improves team communication skills and even conditioning. This is the instructional video that's a winner. To order your copy for only $29.95, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-554-9000. The Dynamic Practice Organization teaching video makes a great gift, too. Call now, 1-800-554-9000.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. The last time the Green Bay Packers lost a game at Lambeau Field was the first game of the 1995 season. They lost to the St. Louis Rams. Well, in between then, they've won 20 regular season games, 23 games including playoffs, and today the Rams paid a call to the almost frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. And here we go with Dick Vermeil. It was Rich Brooks that was coaching then. Could Vermeil do a double dip? Well, Tony Banks does a double dip. He trips over Lawrence Phillips. Eugene Robinson says, thank you for the sack. Later in the first, the Rams and the Packer 28, but this was a recurring theme. Flag Day in Green Bay. False start, St. Louis. 2 plays later. False start, Los Angeles. Next play. Delay of game for the Hartford Rams. As Banks hits Eddie Kennison, but the delay of game, so more flags. Still scoreless, though. Dallas, Green Bay, some of the big teams had trouble scoring early. Brett Favre doink off the head of William Henderson. Leslie O'Neal gets the interception. Henderson normally a blocking back. Now you saw why. Favre to Antonio Freeman, but Ryan McNeil. 7th pick of the season. 11th pick of Favre this year. It's just 3-0 Green Bay at the half. So, third quarter, say, you know what? Henderson's such a good blocker. We got to give him another chance to catch it. He does. And the big fella, Henderson, catches it, rambles, up to the midfield stripe, 24 yards. 2 plays later, Favre for his tight end. Shui Baka, Mark Shimura, 18 yards. 2 plays later, Favre. This time Freeman beats McNeil. No, not Freeman McNeil, but Freeman beats McNeil. 25 yards. It's 10-0 of the Pack. Tony Banks sitting out the second half, lower back sprain. Mark Rippon actually led the Rams on a 14-play, 75-yard drive. Lawrence Phillips touchdown. Moves the Rams within 10-7. Banks likes it. But then, look at this play, Tom.
Well, you saw him beat McNeil earlier. This time it's Todd Light, Antonio Freeman deep on the sidelines, and great concentration on the football and getting both feet in.
First play of the fourth quarter, same drive going, nobody open. Favre, what? No, I'm going to make a turn right there. Get in there. And then he wants to spike the ball, but Frank Winters, hardest hit of the... Oh, no, don't spike it, Brett. At any rate, not a great offensive performance for the Pack. Although Freeman caught 7 for $160, the Pack ups their mark to 8-2, beating St. Louis 17-7. They've won 5 in a row, and St. Louis has lost 6 in a row. Favre did throw for 306 yards, although we have seen him certainly better. Elsewhere in the division, where the Pack's winning, but the Vikings keep pacing up their mark to 8-2 against the Chicago Bears. Dave Wannstedt's club lost in the final minute to the Vikings earlier this year. Leroy Horde. Watch Brian Cox right there. Nail him in the midsection. Horde playing for the injured Robert Smith. Brad Johnson to David Palmer. Might as well face it. He's addicted to pigskin. 22 yards. Same drive. Second and goal. Johnson to Palmer. Might as well face it. He's addicted to pigskin. Touchdown, 14-7 Vikes.
Yeah, great job of concentrating again, and look at him drag that right foot, gets both feet in, clearly a touchdown.
Still in the second quarter with 3.5 to go. Little trickery, and it's Palmer. Now watch Ron George, 55, with the kicker, Jaeger right there. Jaeger took a shot. Palmer, 111 yards combined in the first half. Vikings second 11 of the Bears, 30 with 2:04 to go. Johnson to Chris Carter. John Mangum. His flag for the very late hit, so that moves it down, sets up a 3-yard touchdown by Charles Evans. Third quarter with the score 21-13 Vikes. Mangum, though, with a big pick. Overthrown by Brad Johnson. Second interception of the quarter suffered by Johnson. So Kramer. Eric to Ricky Prohl Shampoo. He cleans up the right sideline. Robert Griffith, he just uses him. It's 21-19. The 2-point conversion fails. Fourth quarter. Darnell Autry, rookie from Northwestern. Running tough for 18 yards. Good run. Sets up Jeff Jaeger. 36-yard field goal. It's good. Jägermeisters for all. 22-21 Bears. With 1:18 to go. Pass interference on Walt Harris. Leroy Horde, a touchdown. They do make a 2-point conversion, so it's 29-22. Fourth and 13. They need a first down, Tom. I know they stopped the clock, but what?
Well, the translation is it's a good thought, but you got to know the situation on the field. Brian translates for him. That's not very smart.
Oh, Fabian Bones makes the catch, successfully stops the clock as they give the ball over to the Vikings. Got to give the nod. The Bears very competitive, but the Vikings win it 29-22, despite the fact Prohl caught 9 for $132 and Kramer threw for 256 yards. Let's go back to the Packers, Tommy. Again, the offense struggled, but defense really looks like they're rounding into shape.
Well, again, the defense carried this football team and has for a large part of the football season. But I think the key for this ball club is they know, and confidence is a monster in the National Football League, they know if they keep their ball club in, you have the two-time MVP of this league and Brett Favre playing quarterback, and with the weapons he has, eventually he's going to score points. We saw a lot of teams today have trouble when they came out in the first half. Good teams having trouble putting points on the board.
The Rams, 15 penalties for 110 yards, and until the last drive of the first half, Tommy, Rams at 80 yards in penalties, only 42 in offense. Not good. Packers have now won 21 straight regular season games at Lambeau Field and counting. The longest streak ever. The Dolphins, the undefeated Dolphins, and then a couple of teams to the left and the right. 27 straight wins. So the Pack have a chance to eclipse Miami. When we return, Chiefs and Jags, a matchup of two teams with very good records. The Jags at home, where they're tough. And the Jets and Dolphins in battle for first in the AFC East.
Nice pants.
Dockers, khakis.
So then Doris is driving it, and she says, "But Elliot, I can't do the road." And I said, "But what do you expect? It's a luxury car." Anyway, we then drive it down the road. Have you ever driven down?
Bored with traditional luxury? It could be time for the supercharged Bonneville, one of the world's most powerful sports sedans.
Do you drive a luxury car, Frank?
You bet your ascot I do. Luxury with attitude. The Bonneville by Pontiac.
Nate Newton for 1-800-COLLECT.
This is my cousin Marvin. Say hello, Marvin.
Hello.
During the season, Marvin and I like to stay in touch. Everything is cool as long as he dials 1-800-COLLECT. It's real easy for him. And for me, it's 10 cents a minute. Every evening, all week long. Right, Marvin? But sometimes Marvin forgets to dial 1-800-COLLECT. And that's when he needs a little reminder. 1-800-COLLECT, 10 cents a minute. Every evening, all week long.
I-24. Oh, 73.
This is it.
I-16.
Bingo! I got bingo!
Get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
Ready for the next game?
Oh, man, I knew this was going to happen. I don't want to smoke pot. I can't just say no. What if I cough? I'll look weird. If I don't, I'll look cool. No, I won't. I'll look stupid. No, thanks. Cool, man.
Don't want to, don't have to.
You are a machine, a force to be reckoned with. To keep all pistons firing, you've got to feed the machine. And the fuel you need is right here in Men's Health. Get rock-hard abs now, 6 different ways, and no sit-ups. Discover superfoods for instant energy and fat burning. Eat what you want and still lose weight. Only Men's Health delivers the latest information that talks to real guys, like the ultimate 20-minute workout to sculpt a body that says power. Call for your free trial issue. Keep it and get a full year for $19.97. You'll also get 3 books free. 100 Ways to Burn Fat Faster, The Men's Health Guide to Intimacy, and Quick and Healthy Cooking for Men. When it comes to romance, Men's Health reveals what she really wants and shows you how to make your relationship intense and incredibly pleasurable. Subscribe now for just $19.97. Cancel anytime and keep the free books. You're a machine. Try Men's Health today. Be the machine.
Well, the 4 teams in the AFC East with winning records all went mano-y-mano. 6-3 Jets and 5-4 Dolphins. And Dan Marino has owned the Jets. He had won 6 straight starts against the Jets dating back to September of '93. 66 touchdown passes he's thrown against the Jets alone. That's 20 more than any other quarterback against any other team ever. I smell a trend. Even though Marino was limping this week, Bill Parcells had a big decision to make at quarterback as well. He starts the youngster Glenn Foley. First drive of the game, though, Marino looked like no problem, especially to
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, if I may call you Kareem.
13 yards. 8 plays later, Marino, 17 yards to Lamar Thomas inside the 5. That sets up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
If I may call you Kareem.
4-yard touchdown, 7-0, Miami. Neil O'Donnell sitting. Glenn Foley starts. Late second quarter, Jets down 7-3. Foley, best receiver today was Dedrick Ward. Makes a nice over-the-shoulder grab for 30 yards. After holding penalty of the Jets, Foley says, hold this. Looks for tight end Kyle Brady, and a man named Brady lumbers into the end zone. 18 yards. The Jets lead it 10-7. So, Jimmy Johnson's club, except for the first drive of the half, hasn't done anything going except the last drive. Look at the zing by Marino. You see him get rid of the ball under the pressure. You've never seen Dan Marino play. That's vintage Dante, and so is this final play of the half. This vintage Marino. Oh, can you throw it any better than that to Brett Perriman? 23 yards. 9 different players have caught touchdowns from Marino this year, all of them happy. 14-10, Miami. And then more Marino third quarter.
Yeah, and you watch, he doesn't even step into this throw, Chris. He's throwing this off his back foot. It's not complete, but he forces the interference call on Otis Smith.
And Otis Smith, the pass interference, sets up an Abdul-Jabbar touchdown, if we may call him Kareem. Jets trail 21-10, but we're not determined to let the hole get any bigger. Here's a big play. After Spikes runs, it's incomplete on 3rd and 3, so the Dolphins settle for a field goal deep. They still are comfortably ahead 24-10, but down by 2 touchdowns. The Jets all of a sudden rally. 8 minutes to go, Adrian Morrell. Been quiet the last 3 weeks, not quiet in the fourth quarter. 43 yards for the Jets. Hit 24-17. He salutes the NFL emblem, I guess. 4 minutes to go. 4th and 5. Jets at the Dolphin 30. Foley to Wayne Prevett. They all think they have the first down. The officials say, wait a minute, you fumbled the ball. Watch Foley's reaction. This is how he saw it. Yeah, we got a first down. What do you mean we don't have a first down? What about the call, Tom?
Well, as we take another look at it, and I think that the officials have to know the situation. You see Prevett pull the ball in, clearly has it. He's looking to make sure he has the first down. Ball cannot cause a fumble. That was a bad call by the official.
So the Dolphins take over. They do stop but punt the Jets team, so they have to make another drive, and now it's just 1:15 to go in the game. Foley picked off by George Ice-T. Always around the ball in big games, it seems. Parcells says to Foley, you know, it was 3rd down. I told you not to throw it. Parcells, as Jimmy applauds, says, you guys blew 2 calls to the refs. And Miami swept the Jets this year. You got to give them the nod. Dolphins beat the Jets 24-17 to tie the Jets atop the AFC East with a 6-4 mark. And in the ball game, now Abdul-Jabbar ran for 103 yards and a pair of touchdowns, offsetting 322 yards passing. He outthrew Marino in yards, but Marino beats the Jets one more time. Another game in Florida between 2 of the AFC's best, 7-2 Kansas City at 6-3 Jacksonville. And with Tony Baselli out, everyone but the center changed on the Jacksonville line. How would Mark Brunell and the offense react? Answer, great. Chiefs, remember, played Monday night. New starting quarterback, it's Gannon. Brunell, plenty of time. Derek Brown, first down, 17 yards. Same drive, Brunell, play action. Pete Mitchell, 5-yard touchdown. Very quickly, 7-0 Jaguars.
Yeah, and the next drive, Brunell getting his legs back under him. You can see now he's almost back to exactly where he was last year. He takes off down the football field for a 15-yard gain and smartly gets out of bounds.
Second quarter, 2nd and 18 now, Tommy. Brunell to Jimmy Smith over the middle. And look at him. He could go all the way. Dale Carter tackles him with the one. Line. Does set up a Jimmy Stewart touchdown. 14-0 Jaguars. 75 yards, the longest pass in the 3-year history of the Jags. Then more Brunell.
Yeah, you see him avoid the sack. Look at the quick feet. And again, confident when he takes off out of the pocket. And then look at the aggressive hurdle right there trying to get the extra yard.
3 plays later, now a little bit more healthy. Natron means business. From 15 yards up. And a dive. It's a touchdown. 24-3, the Jaguars at the half. Rich Gannon threw 50 balls today. Some of them he never got off.
Yeah, and Lagerman with the wide rush does a great job of coming in and making a sack right there, his 2nd of the year. And then Don Davies crushes Gannon right there again. Very vulnerable to that rush.
Marcus Allen on a 3rd and 1, a bright spot for Kansas City. 7th now to run for 12,000 yards in his career. Congratulations. But Gannon looking for Andre Rison. Dion figures it out, and Figures steps in front for the interception. fourth pick of the year. Gannon was picked off twice, even though he threw for 314 yards. This game was pretty much over at half as the Jags went up by the count of 24-10. Although each team ran for 150 yards, and Kansas City even have a little bit more than that. So the Jags and Chiefs each at 7-3. And then quickly on the Jags, Brunell, the Jags, they've now won 11 in a row at home, and they're tough there. I like their killer instinct. They had a chance to get the Chiefs down and put that game away in the first half.
Very tough-minded football team. Tom Coughlin.
Very much so. The Jets fell back into the tie for first place, although Foley played okay, don't you think?
Well, I think much of the fault for this game lies on the defense. I think that certainly when you look at the game plan, this game was very similar to the first time these two teams met this year. Jabbar running the ball early on in the game, setting up the play-action pass. You're dealing with Dan Marino, one of the more accurate quarterbacks to ever play football, and certainly his deep game he had going today. And then I think that a very unusual situation with the corners, Aaron Glenn almost not mentioned over the course of today. But Otis Smith is the target of most people's passing offense.
Mickens, maybe he didn't want to play two small guys.
Bill's going to do whatever necessary to make it better.
Well, so how would the other big teams do in the division? How about the Saints and Raiders? When we return, something had to give here between the 30th ranked defense and 30th ranked offense. Patriots and Bills. Could the Pats keep on top or stay close to the Jets? And would the Broncos continue to roll at mile high in the snow?
Do you need cash? Thousands of families have turned to J.G. Wentworth for money for medical expenses, business opportunities, debt consolidation, and new homes. If you're receiving periodic payments from a structured settlement or personal injury award and need cash, call now. Once again, if you're receiving structured settlement payments over a long period of time but need cash, call now. Call 1-800-603-0608.
I rolled the dice for $8.
I unloaded my Tonka for $12.
Get the lowest commissions possible with Ameritrade. Internet trade for $8, touch-tone trade for $12, or trade with a broker just $18 no matter how many shares you trade.
We went to Club Med for $18.
Plus, your first 5 trades are commission-free when you open an account. Call 1-800-592-1947 or visit our website. Ameritrade, smartest way to trade, period.
The Bristol School of Football stresses student-faculty interaction through the use of the Socratic method of teaching.
Super Bowl 30. Late in the fourth quarter, O'Donnell throws an interception that ends Pittsburgh's chance at a comeback. What could Pittsburgh have done differently? Mr. Phillips.
They could have had Yancey Thigpen run a post-pattern play.
Ms. Thompson.
Cowher could have played Cordell Stewart at quarterback, and he could...
People, perhaps O'Donnell should not have thrown an interception. Fundamentals, folks, fundamentals.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. The #1 team in the #1 media market in the #1 spot in the NFC East, and the New York Giants are getting no love, no respect. On the road facing the Oilers, the G-men were forced to stay in Olive Branch, Mississippi because of a lack of hotel space in Memphis. Others linebacker Corey Miller were the Rodney Dangerfields of the NFL. Here we go. Giants 5-0 all-time against the Oilers. Second quarter, 3-zip Oilers. Eddie George, kid is so smooth. Went over 100 yards for the 6th time this year, the 10th time in his career. He got 12 there. Second goal from the 6th. Guess who the 14th best rusher in the AFC is? Aaron McNair. Down to the 1-yard line. Kids averaging over 7 yards per carry. Next play, 3rd and goal from the 1. Eddie. Up the middle? No. Eddie outside, representing for a 7th touchdown of the year. 10-zip Oilers. TJ?
Well, this is what makes Eddie such a great back. It's not there inside. He has the versatility and the speed to get outside and beat you to the corner.
I told you he went over 100 for the game. He had 62 in the first half, 122 for the game. Third quarter, Giants down 10-3, 3rd and 2 from midfield. Tyrone Wheatley. Giants fans loving the fact that this kid is starting to step it up. 34-yard gain to the Oilers, 16. 3 plays later, 3rd and 7 from 13. Danny Cannell, Amani Toomer in the end zone. Amani should have had that one. You cannot drop that as a wideout. Giants would settle for a field goal. 10-6 Oilers. Fourth quarter, Giants down 10-6. 4 minutes to play. Henry Ford, what's the dealio, kid? Sacks Cannell for the 2nd time in the quarter, does Ford. 2 plays later, Giants facing 4th and 3. Cannell, Toomer, 10 yards. Amani held on to that one, 1st down. Next play, Danny Cannell finds Marcus Robertson. One slight problem. Marcus is wearing the wrong jersey. His 2nd pick of the day, 5th interception of the year, seals the deal. The Oilers. McNair, Cannell, much love, player. Oilers win it 10-6. First time the Oilers have ever beaten the Giants. Steve McNair, 13 of 23, a $183 and an interception. In a losing effort, Danny Cannell, 15 of 28, 133 interception. Tyrone Wheatley, almost 100 yards. He got to 94. Saints, Raiders. Saints trying not to be shut out 3 straight times. Last time it happened to a team, it was the Raiders in 81. Mike Ditka checking it out. Second quarter, no score, Raiders driving. Second 10, Jeff George to Ricky Dudley. Second most prolific receiver among tight ends in the AFC. Inside the 10-yard line, TJ helped himself out.
And Dudley may be the most improved player in the league this year. He makes this nice catch. Rob Kelly tries to make the tackle. He has the strength to shrug him off and get inside the 10-yard line.
Ditzkes, what? What are you doing getting stiff-armed like that? 2 plays later, second goal from the 3, Napoleon Kaufman. Nothing. Good play for the Saints, right? Well, bad play for the Saints. Face mask. 3rd and goal now. George to Dudley. Nothing. Good play for the Saints, right? Bad play for the Saints. Pass interference. These are the Saints we're talking about, right? Next play, 1st and goal from the 1. Harvey Williams. First touchdown since 1995. He's been playing a lot of tight end. Put him back in the running back. He scores. 7-zip Raiders. Ditka Saints, 6 penalties, 40 yards. First half. 3rd quarter, Saints driving. 1st and 10. Troy Davis had 2 different 2,000-yard rushing seasons in college. He got nothing in here. Schuler gets blasted for the play selection. I won't repeat what Mike said. You can't. It's a family show. 2 plays later, flea flicker. Schuler goes to Randall Hill. By the first down marker, there would be no thrill. Incomplete. Mike. Calm down. 4th quarter, still 10-3. 1st and goal for the Saints. Ray Zellers, a former student body president in high school, gets his first touchdown of the... Oh, see, now Mike's all happy, right? 2 plays. Here we go. Raiders down late. Jeff George picked off by Sammy Knight. Raiders hopes to win the game. Gone. The Saints win the game. Hey, Mike, you still mad? Hey, it's all about the Benjamins, huh? Or maybe it's all about the Washingtons. What's Mike doing handing out money after the game? Saints win it 13-10. Jeff George, 17 of 39, 219 and an interception. Ricky Dudley in that losing effort, 4 catches, 90 yards, but the Saints 3-7 on the year.
Well, in a game that we weren't sure it was going to be like in the 90s or in the teens, it was a Saints type of game, and that's why they won it. They win on the road. The New Orleans Saints. We love Mike. Well, I'll tell you what. It took us here till the middle of November, although the Broncos have seen snow before trying to leave town. The Panthers at Broncos, Mile High Stadium, with the snowflakes falling in Denver. This is football. And here we go. Yeah, Tom, you love it. You love this stuff. Carolina, yeah, we don't have a lot of that down there. First quarter, Flash Gordon. We call him the commissioner. The commissioner on the punt. Bucket to move past the punt. Boom, with the block, and he can't go all the way. 82 yards for Darian Gordon. 7-0 Broncos. Still first quarter. Are you kidding? Another punt in the first quarter. Up the middle, the commissioner. Good. He could go all the way. 2 punt returns for a touchdown. We saw that last week from Metcalf. Then Eric LaVille and Dwight Stone.
Well, right there, Dwight Stone was trying to avoid the outside press so he could get inside and be the gunner, and right there he took a heck of a lick from Derek LaVelle.
Had to be helped off, obviously. 2 guys on him. That was tough. Meanwhile, John Elway to Shannon Sharp. His pass set up a Jason Elam field goal. Sharp at 7 for $154 at the half alone. Third quarter, with the Broncos in command, 20-0. Ray Crockett. Oh, let me tell you about Ray Crockett with the Coonskin cap, right? No, that was Davy Crockett. At any rate, Crockett steps in front of Ray Caruth. Second interception in the quarter. Then Tyrone Braxton reads Kerry Collins.
Yeah, you see Tyrone there make a good read on a Kerry Collins pass, and that's a pretty easy route to the end zone.
So, they get an interception return for a touchdown. They get 2 punt returns for a touchdown. Barrel Man. Known him for how long?
Barrel Man.
Barrel Man. He's happy. Roll out the barrel in Denver as they roll 34-0 and beat Carolina up their mark to 9-1. They now have 3 divisional games coming for Denver, and so an impressive showing by the Broncos in the snow. Patriots and Bills. Well, these are the other 2 teams above 500 in the AFC East. Pete Carroll's team has lost 3 in a row, and the Nor'easter swirling. Look what this play by Derek Technicolor. Looks like he was down on the kick return, and everyone stopped. He does go all the way. 86 yards, 7-3 the Pats.
Well, this is when a coverage team is most vulnerable. They anticipate that the runner is going to go down. Colors right there, slips. Everybody loses their lane. You get into that pack, and once the guy breaks out of that pack, he's only got the kicker to run by.
It was Technicolors for Alex Van Pelt, his second start. Oh, Jimmy Hitchcock starring in his own film. Easy interception, sets up a Vinatieri field goal. Underthrown ball to Andre Reed. He fought the law, and the law won. 2 straight passes. Van Pelt looked awful. 3 of 12, 38 yards, 3 picks. Ouch. Late first half. Curtis, my favorite, Martin, makes a couple of moves. Bursts down the right side. Phil Hansen tries to chase him, but it's 32 yards, Tommy. What happened on the play?
I know exactly how Schultz feels here. You feel like he's made that commitment inside. You go for that dip. He gives you the loose leg, and he's down the sideline.
Schultz had nothing. Bledsoe scrambles right. Finds Ben Winter Coates. Even when they got him on the move, now Bledsoe's thrown well in the move for a couple of games. 6 yards, 17-3 Pats to the half. Willie McGinnis untouched crushes Dermot Thomas. The other man challenged by head coach Pete Carroll on defense. Chris Slade. Mama, we're all crazy now. The tip, the pick, and the touch, the trifecta.
Yeah, great awareness by Chris Slade. He knocks that ball up in the air, and he knows all he's got to do is cradle it and stand where he is.
Well, there's the dynamic duo. Hadn't had tackles in the last few games. For the Patriots, for the second time this year, blast the Bills. 31-10 is this one. Martin doesn't quite get 100. Todd Collins played the second half for Buffalo. But that defense, just after a while, with no quarterbacking and no chance to score a touchdown, I mean, how much can they do?
Well, I think that's the key. You have to have some balance offensively to go with that good, solid defense that the Bills play. And today, especially in the first half, as many interceptions as completions for Alex Van Pelt, and that will lose you a game before you even get a chance to get back in it.
And what can this mean for the Patriots? Now, they've weathered the storm. I know now they're going, to Tampa, but yet now they feel good about themselves.
Well, I think certainly both teams at the top of the AFC today, the Broncos and the Pats, showed exactly what they're made of. But I think more importantly for the Patriots, the mindset created when you see Pete Carroll go after McGinnis and Slade a little bit, see him react like this. I think we may see more of that from Pete.
Yeah, maybe you just take different parts of the roster.
That's right.
So 33-6, 31-10, combined 67-16. The Patriots over the Bills. Nobody helps the Patriots come full circle like the Buffalo Bills. That's the way it goes. The Patriots have owned the Bills. That's been their only 2 wins in the last 5 games. Impressive. When we return, hey, Warren Moon against unknown Craig Whelahan. What a game, the Seahawks in charge.